So the point of today's video um, is basically talking about the synergy between perks. So looking at one perk individual and going through every single perk and rating every other perk's synergy with this perk from 1 to 4, or from 0 to 3. 0 meaning like no synergy, 1 meaning some, 2 meaning a good amount of synergy, 3 meaning extremely good synergy. Alright, so first thing, we'll start with Ace in the Hole. And then the next perk is going to be Adrenaline. 0. Yeah, yeah, this is a lot of content for sure. This is something that I've actually been wanting to do. Like, I've wanted to do perk builds and everything like that in videos. So this is one thing that I wanted to do and wanted to record it. So we've got Ace in the Hole, first perk. Adrenaline, no synergy whatsoever. Like there's no yeah, there's nothing there. Aftercare, there's also no synergy. Let's see, alert. No, not really any synergy. What do you mean 0 interaction between what? 1 would be poor interaction. Yeah, you know what? I guess I could do. That's what I think. That's what I said. I'm not sure. Okay. So autodidact. Well, here, let's go over the perk first of all. When retrieving an item from a chest, there's a 100% chance the very rare add-on be attached. 50% chance of finding a second uncommon add-on on top of that, so possible getting 2. And then also when you escape, you get to keep all your add-ons. Okay. So there's actually, you know what, I need to go back and say there is actually some synergy. It depends on if you're plundering. If you're going to plunder, of course. If you're going to bring in an item that has, you can go for any item that you have. So you got med kit possible, flashlight, key, box, or a map. So you can actually make plays with just this alone, just so that way you can keep the item. Adrenaline, give you a chance to get out, but it's very low synergy. Aftercare, if you're running Ace in the Hole and you bring a good med kit in and you want to heal people, you can get some synergy. Okay, wow. The menu music's at 8% right now. But that's okay. You know what, actually, frick, I can turn that all the way up. This is also just a test video, just to show. Okay. The idea. Aftercare, I mean, if you plan on bringing in an item such as a med kit to keep the add-ons with you, then yeah, you can get some synergy out of this. Alert. So yeah, so 1 with aftercare. Alert has absolutely no synergy with this whatsoever. Yeah, nothing for alert. Autodidact. It can work assuming that you bring a med kit in, or assuming that you bring another perk in with it. Actually, no. No, because Ace in the Hole revolves specifically on add-ons. And autodidact only works when you're healing somebody without a med kit. So, 0. 0 synergy there. Boil over. Okay, this has to deal with being carried by the killer. There's no item whatsoever that's going to help you with Ace. Okay, so 0 synergy. Borrow time. I mean, borrow time is a great perk just on its own. but this is not going to synergize well with Ace in the Hole. Okay, Botany Knowledge. Botany Knowledge can be very good, especially if you bring in an item, a medkit that has like really good atoms that you want to keep. So you bring in Botany Knowledge to help increase the healing speed and the healing item efficiency. So this actually, if you bring Ace in the Hole in and you bring a medkit in, it'll increase how much you can use that item. So this actually would be 2, 3. This is a really good synergy perk. I'd give it a 2 or a 3. Yes, it does help with loots, and we'll eventually get to that. So yeah, so just this all together, I can do one whole video on just one perk alone. And I'm gonna go through each perk. And I even have it to where I can print out I can basically print out all the survivor perks and basically make it a graph. So like, kind of like a multiplication table. And so like go from all the way from Ace in the Hole all the way down to Windows of Opportunity. And then I can make the same graph going from left to right and basically go down and check off all the perks that have some, like label it 1, 2, 3, or 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right, so let's go back, Breakout. So when within 6 meters of carrying survivor, you gain the haste effect. You know what? Actually, yes. You can get some synergy. Very little, but some. So if you bring Ace in the Hole and you bring a toolbox, especially a Sabo toolbox, something that makes it so you've got Alex's toolbox. Considerably increases sabotage speed. And then you bring in something like moderately increases sabotage speed. And you get something like this one too. You know, just sab speed. And then you want to keep this box. And then you put on Breakout. This will help you get there faster. Like, you can go catch up to the killer. You can get in front of them, take a hit, go sab the hook, and then also, you know, get out of there as quick as possible. So this actually has some synergy with Ace in the Hole, assuming that you want to bring in an add-on or you want to go in plundering and you find one. So there's some synergy there. I'm gonna give it a 2. All right, so buckle up. Shitty ass perk. Okay. So you can see the recovery progress of dying survivors. You know what they should do to this perk? When you're within a certain meter distance of these survivors, let's say this is what I think you should do with this perk. Whenever you are within 36 meters of a dying survivor, that survivor would recover 25% faster. 15, 20, 25%. And just add that onto this. I think to make your series have focus and help people follow, you should ID what trigger makes the perk have at least some synergy and what disqualifies the perk. That helps going forward, since every chapter there will be 3 new perks. Oh yeah. Yeah. And what's great is I can actually do all of this now. And then once the new perks come out, I can just bam, go through, you know, oh hey, here's this perk, and go through each one of them again. And I can just keep doing that. Okay, so what? You should identify what trigger makes the perk have at least some synergy, and what disqualifies a perk. I'm not sure I'm following you on that. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do right here. I'm just trying to assess the perk and see if it individually has some sort of synergy. And then what I'll do is I'll go through each one of the perks, like all the ones that have 0, I'm gonna disregard. Then I'm gonna go through all the ones that are 1, 2, and 3, and just basically, okay, so here are the perk builds that you can do revolving around Ace in the Hole. Okay, so we've got Calm Spirit. Calm Spirit. There's no synergy there. I mean, this one makes it so you don't scream. This has to do with keeping your items, or keeping your looting. To deal with looting items, and also keeping the items once you leave. In this case, synergy revolves around possessing an item. Right, I'm just, right now this is just improv. This is just me showing you the idea that I have. And I'm recording it just to kind of test myself. This is just kind of for my own fun. You don't have to bring it, but you need an item for Ace. No, you don't need an item for Ace in the Hole. Because if you go and plunder, this will give you a 100% chance to find a very rare or lower add-on on top of it, and a 50% chance of gaining a second add-on on top of it. And if you get out of the match, you get to keep the add-ons when escaping. So it's not just you need to bring an item. That will help, but there's no guarantees. Okay, so camaraderie. Well, you were on the hook, struggle phase. God, I freaking hate this perk. I really don't like this perk. I know exactly what they can do to change it. That's another thing I want to do, is I want to go through all the perks that I think need changing and talk a little bit about what you could do. But that's for another time. So, while you're on the hook in struggle phase, camaraderie activates. If another survivor is within 16 meters of you while is activated, the hook timer is paused. There's no synergy whatsoever with this perk. Okay, so dance with me. When you fast vault or leave a locker in a sprint, you leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds. No synergy. Dark Sense. Okay, Dark Sense can actually have a little bit of synergy with this perk. So, it's a level 1 though. So, Ace in the Hole makes it so when you escape, you get to keep the add-ons. And when all the gens pop, that's the closest you're going to get to escaping. Dark Sense can let you know where the killer is, and it'll let you know which gate to go to first. So if you pop a gen and you are in between two exit gates, and you have an item and you really, really want to keep it, so what you will do is you'll see where the killer is, and you'll go to the gate the furthest away from that killer, or something like that. So there's actually some synergy with Dark Sense and Ace in the Hole. Dead Hard. I mean, I guess Dead Hard can keep you in the game longer, so it'll give you a better chance of getting out. So that's a level 1. So it has some synergy. This helps you escape more chases, and this is something, when you escape, you get to keep the add-ons, so that'll help a little bit. Okay, next perk. So Decisive Strike is the same kind of thing. It'll give you a chance to escape more, especially. So there's some synergy with it, but not much. So it's still a level 1. Deja Vu. I guess that same argument could be used for all the perks. Like, each perk will help you escape a little bit more. But I think those two have much more impact on you escaping than, like, let's say Deja Vu right here. This one's still good. They did buff it. It's not that great now, though. I mean, there's plenty of other perks you can bring. This perk would be good to bring if, say... Oh, okay. You know what? No, here we go. Here is how you can use this synergistically with Ace in the Hole. So, if you bring Ace in the Hole, and you bring, let's say, here we go, Commodious. Socket Swiftness. Charges. You bring Deja Vu. So this lights up the auras of all the generators that are the closest together. So when you start the match, you see the 3 generators that are the closest possible together. And so you know immediately from the start of the match, it's like, oh shit, we better not 3-gen ourselves. So you want to go and you want to split up those gens. So you make your way over to those gens. You go to the one probably in the middle if you can. And then you use your Commodious toolbox. And you just basically try to pound that out, especially if you want to bring brand new part. So, but that won't save, it won't save your add-on. So, like, let's say you bring also, like with this perk build, that actually worked really well. If you were to bring Built to Last. Built to Last is a really good perk to bring with Ace in the Hole. And then also with, okay, so here we go. Let's go Built to Last. Shit, I don't have Built to Last on her. Fuck. See, this is the thing, is I need to get all perks on all. I'm gonna go to my survivor that has all perks. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take all these off and start over. That's right. This is just a test video, anyways. I can still even put it up. Okay, so we're still on Ace in the Hole. Let's go back to the perks that we missed. So we missed Built to Last. Built to Last is phenomenal. Phenomenal with this. Because if you bring in an item or if you plunder an item, once you use that item, the item will replenish 50% of its charges 10 seconds after its use. So, if you were to, say, bring Deja Vu, like I was talking about before. Deja Vu. And oh, here we go. It's just so you can bring any toolbox. I would bring Commodious just because I prefer it. Okay, for that error, I appreciate that. Okay, try this shit again. The entity heard what I was doing, is like, no, don't give these people fucking ideas. Okay, so you find the gens, Deja Vu. You break them up. You go over to them, and then. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, I'll keep talking about it. You want to keep this this particular box. So you use this. Built to Last will keep these items. It will refill its charges, and you'll use Deja Vu to split up the gens. So those can work decently well. Let's go. Lottery. See if there's anything that I missed. Okay. Deliverance. Deliverance has some sort of synergy, meaning that, like, if say you really want to keep the add-ons on your item, but you're hooked, and you freaking don't know what to do, so you pull yourself off the hook. I mean, this is an extra chance to escape. So this is like a level 1 worth of synergy. Okay. Alright, next group. Next perk to synergize. Desperate Measures. You know what? This actually could have some synergy with it. So, if you were to bring in a medkit. Medkit. Hey, stop it. Come on, entity. Can't you see I'm trying to do a freaking... Okay. So, Desperate Measures. For each injured, hooked, or dying survivor, increase the speed of your healing and unhook actions. So, alright. So you've got this killer medkit right here. Killer medkit. You want to keep those charges. This will help you. I mean, you healing them faster, it'll work with it. It's not too much. It's probably like a 2 on the rating. Detective's Hunch. Okay. Now, this perk actually has some decent synergy with Ace in the Hole. So, Detective's Hunch makes it so when any generator is completed, ores of generator's chest totems within 64 meters are revealed to you for 10 seconds. And if you're holding a map, it'll track them. So if you come into come into the match with a map and some killer add-ons that you just don't want to get rid of. Ace in the hole will help you keep the item add-ons. And then same, yeah. Okay, so you can get like a level 2, maybe even 3. 2, situationally. Distortion. So distortion. I don't want to say that there's any synergy with this. I mean, maybe the fact that it can help you. Okay. Your aura would be shown to the killer. Distortion activates and consumes the token. For the next 10 seconds, while it's activated, you do not leave scratch marks, and your aura will not be shown to the killer. I gotta remember that about the scratch marks. Oh, okay. Distortion does not activate while in this dying state or trap. That's good to know. Let's see here. I mean, the fact that this can help you escape a little bit more, but I'm not going to see any sort of synergy right there. Fixated. No. No. You can see your scratch marks. And then while you're uninjured, you walk faster. No. I mean, it'll help you immerse a little bit, but there's no synergy with Ace in the Hole. For the people. Press the active ability button when healing another survivor without a medic. Yeah, no. No, there's no synergy here. 0. Okay. Head on. I mean, it can sure help you to survive, but I mean, there's no synergy with this perk whatsoever. Oh. Growing odds of successful escape fill you with hope. Gives you extra 7% haste for 2 minutes. I mean, it can help you escape, but there's really no synergy there. Closer to a 1, like like a 0.5 if anything. Okay. Inner strength. Each time you cleanse a totem, and then you hop in a walker while you're injured, you will heal after 8 seconds. Not particularly, no. Kindred, 0. I mean, it's a great perk to have, but there's 0 synergy there. Leader. Other survivors can do that. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's no synergy there. Live. No, I mean, after you performed a rushed vault, break into a sprint for 3 seconds at 150% running speed. Nope, there's no synergy there. Next. Lucky Break. So you won't leave trails of blood for a total of 180 seconds. So this actually has a little bit of synergy if you were to bring in a medkit. Or if you were to bring in, yeah, if you bring a medkit in, then you will get some synergy out of it. Because, so this activates while you're injured, and the less time you spend injured, the more you're able to save this perk. So if you bring in any medkit, especially something like this. So fucking anything. You'll keep the charges, and then you'll also here. Oh, let me just put on fucking speed add-ons. Speed. And charges just for fuck of it. It'll keep it to where you can get the most use out of the med kit while getting the most use out of Lucky Break. So there's some synergy there. 1, maybe 2. Maybe 2, let's go. Okay. Medal of Man. Ugh. Any items work well with that? I mean, I guess you could if you want to get protection hits. So let's go Alex's toolbox. And you really want to get some Sabo saves in. This is the only way that you'll get any synergy out of this. So I'll give this a 1. So you wanna, because this will give you an extra healing state. Yeah, okay. I'll give it a 1. Give Metal Man a 1. So for every 3 protection hits you earn, Metal Man activates, and anytime that you would be put into the dying state from the injured state, it gets ignored, similar to borrow time. Yeah, so level 1. You can get a 1 with this, assuming that you bring in an add-on or you find an item. So it's not much. Okay. Ace in the hole with no one left behind. 100% additional blood points for healing. 50% bonus action speed when healing and unhooking other survivors. Oh, this is actually cool. I didn't notice. The auras of all other survivors are revealed to you. That's relatively new. I totally forgot about that. So that makes this perk a little bit better. So I can see some synergy with this, assuming you bring in a medkit. Or you find a medkit. So let's say you want to go and you want to go freaking help people out. We've got a killer, long charge medkit, and you see some people still left in the match. You can go over and you can get healing done. You can find any survivors, any of them that need care. You can find the ones that don't need care. You can assess whether or not you can make a play with your medkit. So there's actually, I'd give it a level 1. Level 1 synergy. That's assuming that you bring in a medkit. Okay. So like level 1. Object of Obsession with Ace in the hole. No, I'm not going to say any sort of synergy, because this lets you know where the killer is, but this also lets the killer know where you are. It gives you a higher chance of getting tunneled, gives you a higher chance of getting face camped, and if you die, you lose your add-ons. 0 synergy. 0 synergy. You could probably make it work, but it is unlikely that it is going to make any sort of difference. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Off the record. Once you're unhooked, you escape from the hook. Off the record activates. Off the record is active. Your aura will not be shown to the killer, and grunts of pain that are caused by injuries are reduced by 100%. So this actually has some synergy. This is a perk that will really come in clutch when you least expect it. So if you're at the end of the game and you need to escape with your items so that way you can keep them and you get unhooked, and the killer comes back, you can hide. So this perk would synergize well with other perks that go along with it. So perks such as Sprint Burst, let's see, what other perks would go good with this? Decisive. Perks, Decisive, Dead Hard, Deliverance. Deliverance would go good if you work this together. Lithe would be good if you really need to get out, and then if you were to put on some sort of either Unbreakable or something. Like this can actually help you a little bit. This will give you a higher chance of escaping. And the whole point of this perk is escaping with whatever items you have in your add-ons. I'm gonna give it a 1. I'm gonna give, off the record, giving it a 1 with that. Open-handed. Okay. Okay. So, on its own, open-handed does not pair with Ace in the Hole. However, if you were to place Plunder's Instinct on here, you would get some more synergy. So it's not that much. It's really not that much. It's not that much of a synergy, but it is still there. I'm gonna give it a 1. I'm gonna give it a 1. Let's go back. Pharmacy. Here we go. Now we're talking. Now, this is a level 3. This is definitely a perk that you get some sort of synergy out of. So, Ace in the Hole makes it so when you plunder a chest, you get at least 1, possibly 2 add-ons on top of it. So you get 1 very rare or lower, or you get a 50% chance of getting 1 uncommon or lower. So, Pharmacy makes it so you unlock chests faster and quieter. And it guarantees you an emergency medkit, which an emergency medical kit is this one specifically. So you get this medical kit with add-ons. So this one by itself makes it so you heal really fast for 1 time. But let's say you get Plunders, you get Ace in the Hole, and you get this. Holy shit, you just got a freaking fantastic add-on. And then makes it so you get an uncommon rarity or lower for second add-on. So these are all uncommons. So let's say you get this one right here. Holy shit, like you just turned this med kit into 1 full use, and then a little bit more of healing speed, and then also the possibility for a bottled time, or if you get this add-on right here. Oh wait, no, you can't get that for the second. You can't get that for the second one. But okay, here's something to make this build even better. To put on Built to Last. So 50% of the charges come back after 10 seconds once you fully use it. So if you use up all of this med kit, you know, first round, and you got 12 charges, it doesn't quite make it all the way. So you let it recharge again. That's 2 full health states you get for the price of 1, plus you get a bottle time effect. So that's if you synergize it with Built to Last as well. So Pharmacy, definitely level 3 synergy perk with Ace in the Hole. Okay, Poised. After a generator is completed, you leave no scrap marks. 10 seconds. I mean, it's sure it's something that can help you escape the killer, especially if you pop the last gen and whatever. I mean, maybe a 1. I'd give it a 0.5 at best, so I'd give it a 0. No synergy. Premonition. Premonition actually does have a little bit, only a little bit, level 1 with the synergy. So, I mean, it can tell you where the killer is, what direction they're coming from. And if you have other stealth perks to help you keep the items add-ons with this, it can help you get out of a tight spot. So I'm going to give it a level 1. Level 1 synergy. Prove thyself. I'm going to also give it a level 1, because if you bring in or find a toolbox, it will, and you use that toolbox with somebody, it will actually make it so you use less of your toolbox. So if you bring in, or if you find a commodious toolbox with sockets, swivels, and charges, you are not only, if you escape will you keep these add-ons, but if you do a gen with somebody, it will get done that much faster, it will save that much more of your toolbox, and it will give you a chance to get out faster. And think of all the perks that you can add on with this, like Built to Last, like Smash, like all these other perks. So Prove Thyself and Ace in the Hole has some potential synergy, assuming that you bring in a Commodious toolbox, or if you bring any toolbox, or if you find one and you find add-ons with it. So it has some synergy. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give Prove Thyself a 2. It could be a 3. It could also be a 1, but a 2 is a good solid guess. Repressed Alliance. I mean, not in particular. I'm not going to give this any particular synergy, so this makes it so after you repair a generator for 60 seconds, you have the ability to block a generator from the killer, or from Ruin. You got to remember that, or from Ruin. So, yeah, you know what? It's also a possible one. So if you bring in a toolbox and you start on a gen and you decide to actually use up that toolbox at the very beginning for some reason, and let's say somebody relatively nearby gets hooked, and you have Repressed Alliance up, and you go to leave, and you see Ruin on, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to leave, because there's Ruin. Or if you know the killer's going to come for you, and you don't want to lose all that progress because of the awesome item and add-ons that you brought in. So, when the killer gets close, or when you go in for the save, you go and block the gen. So there's actually some synergy here. I'm going to give it a 1. Alright, Resilience? Resilience. I think on its own, with these just these 2 perks, you're not going to have any synergy. I mean, sure, while you're injured, you gain extra speed while repairing. But keeping resilience, like basically performing actions with resilience, gives you a higher chance of getting downed. So synergistically, I don't think that these work really well. However, you can make this work, assuming, oh god, I would hate to see this, but if you bring in Iron Will, bring in Off the Record, or if you even bring in No Mither, and you start the game with Commodious, with Socket Swivels, etc., and you want to keep them, if you bring in other perks that will... okay, if you bring in Lithe, and if you bring in... what's it called? So Lithe and Resilience make it so you can vault faster. So then you also add on Lithe. It gives you that much more of a chance to not only escape the killer better, but which is what you want. You want to escape. With this, for this perk to work at the end of the match to keep your add-ons, you want to escape. So you can make this work, but it's very, very little. I'm gonna give it a 1 at best. Sabo. Okay. Now. See, hooks, auras, 56 meters radius from the survivor getting picked up, and then unlocks the ability to sabotage without a toolbox, and then has a cooldown. Sabotaging a hook without a toolbox takes 2.5 seconds. Okay. Alright, so you can get some synergy with this perk. Bring in Alex Toolbox. If you bring in Hacksaw, bring in Cutting Wire, and you want to keep this item and add-ons for whatever reason. And if you stack this with Breakout and stack it with Metal of Man, you can have some synergy. It's not the best. It's a 1, maybe a 2. Maybe. Alright. Second Wind. When you have healed other survivors for the equivalent of 1 health state, Second Wind activates. If you are already afflicted with broken status, it does not. While Second Wind is activated, the next time you are unhooked or unhook yourself, meaning if you Kobe, not if you Deliverance, because this won't work if you Deliverance, you are affected by the broken status effect. After a total of 30 seconds, 30, yikes. Second wind automatically heals you for 1 health state, from injured to healthy. Honestly, there's no real synergy with this. The only thing is that you might be able to get out of this is if you get unhooked and you healed somebody prior, and it'll help you get to the gate and get you out of the gate. Like, it'll help you escape, possibly. But there's not really much synergy, so there's a 0.5. Like, I would give it a 0. Self-care. Self-care actually has some synergy. Unlocks the ability to heal yourself without an item, and also increases the efficiency of said healing item. So if you find, or if you bring in a med kit with great items, with great add-ons, excuse me, and you want to keep it, here, you get, look at all these charges you get. You get 2 full health states, 3 full health states. With this, a 4th health state. And you also have self-care, so you can heal yourself back up. Yeah, especially if you bring in botany knowledge, and also bring in built to last, bring in desperate measures. All of these will help these two be that much more strong. So I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it 2. I'm gonna give it a solid 2 for synergy. Okay, so let's go back to next perk, Soul Survivor. Oh, this perk hurts my damn soul. All right. So as more of your friends fall, so become shrouded in isolation. Killer's Aura's reading abilities towards you are disrupted. For every fellow survivor killed or sacrificed, gain a token. For each token, your aura cannot be read by the killer within a max range of 40 meters. Well, I mean, it'll help you escape from aura reading. It can have some, very little. Very little. Very little synergy. God, between a 0 and a 1. Because it can help you escape. Oh, you know what? Shit. You know what? I take that back. We can get some. There we go. Here's the synergy you guys would want to see. Say you got this add-on, or this item right here, and you really want to escape. You really, really, really want to escape with this item. Ace in the hole works. Helps you keep helps you keep this for sure. I would actually have to look into this a little bit more just to make sure that, because if this keeps this add-on, holy shit, is this fucking strong. Oh my god, okay. Soul Survivor. To make this build, this on its own is nothing. But if you were to synergize it with Left Behind, oh god, I want to do this right now. You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna write this down, and I'm gonna do this build for a test. So, Ace in the Hole, Soul Survivor, let's go Left Behind, and I'll think of another perk, but we'll go and go on Left Behind. Not sure if you're still there, Pirate, but just these 3 perks alone, these will help you escape with this item. Okay. So Soul Survivor makes it so the killer cannot see your aura. Okay. Alright. This is actually good. This is good. We have lots of possibilities here. So you could bring in Object. As I said before, object and ace in the hole by itself is nothing. Is nothing. But bringing Sole Survivor and Left Behind with ace in the hole, and you get to keep these add-ons when you escape. I'm gonna test this shit. I'm testing this ASAP. As soon as I'm done with this little video segment. And oh god, are you really put on this or this other one? Bloodied Blueprint or Vigo's Blueprint? Tremendously increase the chance of spawning the hatch in the main building. So, I mean, you already have Left Behind. But this could work. This could work. This could actually work. This could actually be a really good synergistic build, and in fact, I am. Well, let's think of some other perks besides an object. What are other ones to help you? Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, just passed it. Open-handed. So you can turn this 32 meters into 40 meters. Give you that much more a distance to see where the hatch is. I mean, this is honestly a fuck you build to all the other survivors. Like, really? It's kind of a dick build, which is kind of why I want to do it. So, it's interesting. This is why I wanted to do this, is because there's so many different possibilities of perks. And if you look at this perk alone and this perk side by side, there's nothing. But then you can add on these two perks right here to make this an actual good build, especially with the skeleton key. See, this is potential. Something else? You can add on Unbreakable. You could add on Decisive Strike. You could add on, I mean, Metal of Man. Shit, that would be the ultimate fuck you. You put on Metal of Man, and then you just keep taking hooks for people, or keep taking hits. Yeah, I mean that could work as well. I mean that's a little bit too much. Doing this in self-care. If you're the last person and you don't want your aura to be shown, and you're healing, and that person just so happens to have Nurse's Calling, it could give you that much more time to heal. I mean, you'll probably get found. So, you know, another thing you could do is if you were to swap this for Iron Will. So they cannot see your aura while healing, and then they can't hear you. They can probably hear you patching yourself up. But even then, so that's some synergy right there. This is actually interesting. This is a really good idea. Okay, what else we got? Soul Guard. I mean, Soul Guard and Unbreakable, that can help you if you want to get out. Spine Chill, that will definitely help you along with this. I mean, there are lots of ways to synergize these two perks right here. It's not the best. I mean, only if you have a skeleton key or if you happen to find one. So if you were to go into, here we go, Plunders. Plunders is another very good perk to bring this with. So you go, let's say right here. Here's an idea. Let's say you and one more survivor are left in the match, and you are all the way you're close by. You know what, this doesn't synergize too well with it. I'm gonna have to go back on that one. I mean, if you don't bring in a key, this would work well with this. If you don't bring in a key, and if you bring in self-care, and that helps you. So there's lots of things. I could go on that for a while. What else would go good with the Soul Survivor Ace in the Hole? No. Tenacity would actually. Ooh, Tenacity would be really good with this. So, okay. Yep, this could work. This gets you to crawl faster. You can crawl, like, maneuver a little bit better. You can crawl to where you know, if you've been checking around for the hatch and you haven't seen it, you can make, and you get slugged, you can make a daring escape that way. So yeah, there's lots of things you can do with the Sole Survivor Ace in the Hole. Plungers would give you a better chance to pick out a key though. Like if you go into a basement, so plungers can give you a little bit of synergy with this as well. You find a key and you find good add-ons. Yeah, that can work too. Alright, so I've done enough of this. That was a lot for just this perk alone. Soul Guard and Ace in the Hole. Not really much synergy. I mean, it can help you escape, especially if the killer has a hex on, and it can allow you to pick yourself up, or if you get, I don't know, if you have a flashlight, like this really good flashlight, and you've been pestering the killer, and the killer decides to slug you. You want to keep those add-ons, so he slugs you. You have Soul Guard, DS, and Unbreakable, so there's like basically no way that the killer is gonna be able to pick you up and put you back down. Soul Guard, Decisive Strike, and Unbreakable. Yeah, so I mean there's some synergy, but there's not much. I'll give this one. First of all, let's go back to this one. I give this one a potential, by itself, 0. Maybe 1. But if you add other perks on top of it, you can make that work. Soul Guard. I see some synergy, like I said. I give this actually 2. I give it a 1 to a 3, depending on which other perks you add here. So this is why I want to do this whole idea. There's so much you can do. There's an whole Spine Chill. Spine Chill lights up whenever a killer is looking at you within 36 meters, and then increases skill check odds. Success zones are reduced, and also increases speeds of healing, cleansing, opening gates, unlocking chests, vaulting, etc. So this can help you escape. I mean, it's on its own, it's not too much, but you throw in other perks to help you escape, it can boost it up, especially if you've got an item, or you're finding an item, or if you know, whatever. So I'll give this one just these 2 by themselves I'll give it a 1 to a 3, depending on what items. Well, 1 to a 2. A 1 to a 2, depending on what other perks you bring in. Okay. Sprint Burst and Ace in the Hole. I mean, it doesn't have too much. I mean, it can help you escape. Other than that, not really much. Stakeout. Stakeout and Ace in the Hole might work well if you bring a really good Commodious box in. So you bring a Commodious box, and you bring, here we go, the usual. And if you're able to get tokens while staying in the killer's terror radius, you're able to get great skill checks without consuming them, and so it's able to do the gen faster. It's not too much though, because then you got to go out of your way to immerse. So if you were to bring these 2 perks together, you would want to bring in a immersive build as well. So you would probably want to bring in where's Urban Evasion. Urban Evasion would be decent with this, and Spine Chill. Urban Evasion and Spine Chill would make these 2 perks go from like a 1 to a 3. So it's amazing. It's just really amazing how much that can happen. Okay, so let's go to Smash, or Streetwise. Another very good perk to synergize with Ace in the Hole. So it makes it so, reduce consumption rate of the item charge by 25% for you and allies within 8 meters. So holy shit, this has some outstanding synergy with Ace in the Hole. Assuming you bring or you find a toolbox. So here's what you can do. Ace in the hole. Streetwise. Prove thyself. Let's get the prove thyself going on. Prove thyself. And here's another good one. Is better together. It's better together makes it so it lets you know, or it lets other survivors know, if you are on a gen, it'll light it up green to them. It'll also show of the generator you are currently working on. And when you are working on that generator and somebody gets down, you can see all other survivors. So extremely good information, especially with Prove Thyself, especially with Streetwise and Ace in the Hole. When you bring all this together, this is good. This is a really good potential. So these two alone are like between a 1 and a 2, depending on what you bring or what you find. But it goes all the way up to a 3. A very good combination when you bring in synergistic perks. So let's go back. And there's plenty more. There's probably other perks that would go well with that too, but those are just oh, this is not happening. No, this has 0 synergy, 0. So this perk, great skill checks, success zones when repairing, healing, and sabotaging get 30% bigger when you are injured. So being injured, staying injured with this, it gives you less chance to escape. And part of this perk is escaping, is you want to keep the add-ons by escaping. So I mean, there can be some synergy, but at most a 1. So like, let's say you bring in Ace in the Hole, this is not happening. And let's go back to, oh, here we go, Stake Eye. You know, the only way I can make this into a really decent perk build is if I were to throw in Iron Will. Because this makes it so you have a better chance of getting skill checks while you're injured. This one helps you stay stealth around a gen while injured. And then this makes it so you can get more tokens to get great skill checks. This makes you better chance to get those skill checks. This can preserve stakeout tokens, so you can get more use out of this perk. Yeah, okay. I mean that makes it a 2. It's not a great build, but that takes Ace in the Hole, and this is not happening by itself, a 0 all the way to a 2. 2 is pretty generous. 2 is generous, but anyway, that's the point. So let's go ahead and take off that. So this is not happening. What else do we have? We have Unbreakable. Unbreakable is another good perk that can help you escape. I mean, I'm gonna give that a 2 on its own, just to give you a chance to escape. As far as making it a 3, yeah, I'm not sure. Up the ante. Okay, well, yeah, this is actually synergistic. This perk, when plundering, is based on your luck. You know, so it's 50% chance of finding an add-on of uncommon or lower, and then 100% of finding very rare or lower. So Ace in the Hole gives you that much more chance and luck to find better items. So it will give you a better chance to find very rare and a better chance to find an uncommon as opposed to a common. Some other perks that will synergize really well with this is Plunderer's Instinct. Plunderer's Instinct gives you the better chance of finding an even stronger item. So it goes from considerably to, you know, just normal amount of finding an item. Plunderer's Instinct will tremendously increase, and then plus on top of this, more luck, and you freaking put on Salty Lips, more luck. You ask everybody else to put on more luck, and it's just freaking so much more. So synergistically relevant. Let's see if there's any other perks that would ace in the hole, up the ante. So there's synergy from all the way to a level. I'm gonna give it a level 2. I'm gonna give it a level 1 if you're bringing an item. I'm gonna give it a level 2 if you're going plundering. If you're going plundering, you gotta bring this. This will make it a 3 instantly for synergy. And if you want to keep the item, you can, or get the most out of your item that you use, streetwise. If you can do the same thing with stakeout, it'll increase it that much more. You can add on pharmacy to guarantee, well, you guarantee yourself. I wouldn't bring this myself just because of the fact that it guarantees you a rare medkit the first time. I mean, it's still good. It's still good. Oh, you got your logo updated. That's cool. Hang on. I want to see if I can get this all done in one video, because right now I'm actually getting really close. But I can't wait to see the logo. Let's see. What else can I do with up the ante? Okay. Slippery meat. I mean, this is not great by any means. But we are going to be getting a buff to slippery meat soon, so the odds will be increased. What, I think 30% or something. That's not great. But if you think about it, you can get yourself normally 3 attempts to escape from a hook. With this perk, it gives you 6, and each time it increases the odds. I'm sorry, not each time, like progressively, but it increases your odds of freeing yourself from a hook by 25%. This increases it even more. Oh well, hey, you know, I really enjoyed doing that logo. It was really fun. It was a good way for me to practice doing 3D paint and everything. So yeah, it was fun. It was my pleasure. I appreciate it. Nerdtastic for the compliment. Okay, so we got this helps with luck. This helps with luck. This also helps with. This is actually really good. This is really synergistic. And then you add in Plunder's Instinct. That's more luck, luck, and then luck, and then, you know. If I were you, I would not bring in an item for this build. But this is very potential here. Very good potential. Let's see if there's anything else that we can throw on with this. Not really. Not really. I mean, smashed, streetwise, that'll help with item consumption. If you find a good item with add-ons and you want to keep it and you want to get some use out of it. Same thing with, like I said, pharmacy can work, but nah. You're better off using other perks. Self-care. Self-care, if you unhook yourself far from the killer, like let's say you're the last person. I'm sorry, you're not the last person, but like let's say there's more people and everybody's slugged and you're on the hook and you're like, oh fuck, well I might as well try to get off the hook. You can use this luck to get yourself off the hook and then go and heal in the corner while using a medkit that you find with Ace in the Hole to escape with extra efficiency and healing speed. Bam. Bam. Oh, here's another one. Oh god, here's another one. Lucky break. If you unhook yourself, you know, with increased luck, and then you go and hide. Maybe this is a map where blood trails are easy to see, or if you bring in Iron Will, Off the Record. These are all perks that will synergize just well with these 3 alone. So yeah, Ace in the Hole and Up the Ante actually has some decent synergy with it. I'm looking forward to trying these 3 out right now. In fact, I'm going to put a note for that as well, because I know when I do these videos, I'm actually going to do Ace in the Hole, Up, Ante, and Slippery. It's not a guarantee, but they still synergize well. So I'm going to give this, you know, these 2 potential, like, I'm going to give it a 2. And then with this makes it a 3. Alright, so let's go ahead and Next perk up the ante, Urban Evasion. God, we still got a few more pages left. I mean, Urban Evasion does have some synergy, meaning that it can help you immerse from the killer and give you that higher of a chance to escape. So these two alone, maybe a 1, 2 with 2, but then you throw in Sprint Burst and Spine Chill. You find an awesome item and you don't want to lose the add-ons, or you bring in an item and you don't want to lose the add-ons, or if you bring in like a flashlight and you're trying to stay out of sight from the killer who just downed somebody, and you want to urban evade close by, and you want to save that sprint burst for as soon as he picks him up, and you go and run and freaking use your flashlight, which has extra charges, and you want to be extra toxic. So that's a very, very big possibility to get some synergy out of bring it from a 1 to a possible 2 all the way to a 3, just like that. So there's potential for synergy there. All right, let's go. Urban Evasion. What else we got? Vigil. All right, so Vigil increases how quickly you recover from oh shit! I didn't realize this. You recover that much faster from exhausted, and hemorrhage, and mangled, and blindness, and hindered, all for an increased 25%. I mean, it's really not that good, and it's also not that synergistic with Ace in the Hole. But you can make some, like, let's say, okay. Let me think about this. Okay, all right, here we go. If, let's say you have an item, a toxic item, and you've just been bullying a killer, and you want to get out with that item, use Ace in the Hole. Vigil will help you recover from your dead hard that you tried to use, but failed because of freaking servers, or because your friend decided to farm you off the hook and you didn't really get a good shot at it. So what you can do is, killer will most likely think that you have decisive, so he's going to slug you. It's almost a guarantee, not almost, that's why I said almost, not quite. But so then you use you bring in one of the two. You bring in Soul Guard, or you bring in Unbreakable. Unbreakable is best for this, just because of the fact that it's more consistent. The Soul Guard can work as well. So you recover from that failed dead hard that much faster. So instead of 40 seconds, it's 20% less. So, okay, it's not that much. I mean, like 35 seconds or something like that. It's not much. But it can be that much, that difference. Or even if you have, instead of dead hard, you have sprint burst, and your sprint burst failed because you tried to run, but the guy who unhooked you didn't have borrowed time, so you just end up getting down right there. But you still get exhausted, and you still get slugged. So while you are recovering, yeah, I mean it's not that great. It's not that great of a synergy, but it's something that can help you escape if you so needed to. So I'm gonna give it a 1, a solid 1. We'll make it. Now, honestly, this has no synergy. Unfortunately, it has no synergy. Because, and here's the reason, is you could bring in, bam, awesome, freaking, or let's put speed, let's do speed, healing speed, and healing speed, and healing speed. Yeah, it's all healing speed, something to like really get your healing speed up. And you want to keep these add-ons with this item when you escape with Ace in the Hole, and so you try using We'll Make It. Problem is it caps out 100%. You can't heal faster than that. So even with these extremely, like, considerably increased healing speed, slightly increased healing speed, tremendously increases healing speed on others and yourself, it's not going to matter because you can't heal people faster than 100% increase. It caps. So even with whatever add-on you have, it's not going to work well. It's not synergistic. I'm going to give it a 0. Any means necessary. This makes it so you can throw down pallets. Unfortunately, no. There's no synergistic properties between these two. I mean, you might, if you're lucky, you can pick up a pallet. Yeah, if you're lucky, you can pick up a pallet. But that's really... I'm gonna give that a 0. Yeah, that's a quick 0. Babysitter. Okay, now this perk revolves around taking the aggro and putting yourself at risk for somebody else's sake, and it's not really good for Ace in the Hole, because Ace in the Hole is kind of a really selfish perk. So when you unhook a survivor, the unhooked survivor leaves no scratch mark or blood trail for 8 seconds, and the killer sees your aura for 4. No synergy. No synergy whatsoever. Okay, balance landing. Balance landing with Ace in the Hole. So balance landing by itself, it's a great way to escape a killer. I mean, and the whole point, like I said, is to escape. This can help you a little bit. I'm gonna give it a 1. Give it a 1. All right, better together. Okay. Now, we already talked a little bit about some synergy with this. So if you bring or find a toolbox, better together can actually work really well. But on its own, actually it has some synergy on its own, assuming you find or bring in a toolbox. Because when you work on a generator with another survivor, it makes it so you can save the efficiency of the item. So if you have good add-ons with it, it'll save the efficiency. So this works really well, and you throw on, like I said before, Prove Thyself, Streetwise. This perk on its own is also good, like let's say if you are working on a generator with your awesome toolbox that you found good add-ons for, and then the killer downs the survivor and you see where the other 2 survivors are. So it can let you know whether or not you need to bail on that gen or not. And you know what? Something else that would go good with this to make this already a level 1 to 2 synergy is to bring in Repress Alliance. Repress Alliance. Now, killers have, for the most part, one of these 2 perks. Pop Goes the Weasel and also Ruin. So Repressed Alliance will block the generator from any regression while Ruin is up. So if you need to leave because there's another survivor, or the other 2 survivors are in a bad spot and you need to go around the other side of the map to go get them, you can block that gen and save 30% or 30 seconds worth of that progress that would have been gone back. You can keep that on the gen. So this is okay. And then, you know, you add Streetwise or something on to make it better. If you add on, okay, what's the other perk? If you add on Open-Handed, it'll increase the meters from 32 to 40 meters. So that way more survivors have a chance to see where you're at, and also give you, yeah, Open-Handed can work with the synergy of this build. Poised can also work with these 2 together. So once you finish the gen, you don't leave any scratch marks. Iron Will if you happen to be injured with while working on this gen, and you have resilience, like so better together, resilience and Iron Will, that can work. Let's see. I mean, distortion. I mean, okay, so let's just try to keep it simple with better together. What else works with better together? So yeah, like I said, open-handed would work with it. Okay, so we go to each soul survivor. Not really. Better together. I would honestly say prove thyself. Prove thyself is a really good, almost necessity if these two are coming in together, and then you bring in, excellent add-ons to make that much better, and then you conserve your item until somebody gets there and starts working on it with you, and then you also have built to last to make this go even longer. This is a really good synergistic build right here. Right here. This is level 3. Level 3 full synergy right here. You can take that off. Okay. Alright, so yeah, there's possible for some really good synergy with Ace in the Hole and Better Together. Assuming you have a toolbox. If you don't have one, I mean, it can at least let other survivors know that you're working on that gen, and it'll deter them from coming over there because you want to escape. No, okay. So let's go Better Together. Where else? Jesus Christ, how many more perks do we have? Okay. Blood Pact, I mean, it'll let you know when either you or the Obsession are injured. It'll show each other's auras to each other. And then once you heal or get healed from the Obsession, you can, get extra 7% haste. I don't know how you can fit every perk description, synergies, and whatnot in your brain, but I guess it makes sense considering how long you played this game. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, 4,400 hours plus you freaking attain this knowledge, and it's just... And there's still stuff that I still need to learn, like learning specific tiles and like the efficiency on them and everything like that. I mean, because one L wall T wall in one map is different from the L wall T wall in another map, because there's some are shorter and some you can get caught on shit even more. Okay, so let's go back to this. There's not really much synergy with this perk, because this perk, it'll help you. It'll help you assuming that the Obsession's getting chased and you can see where they're coming from. So there's something. It's not great. But, so here's how you can make it work, is if you yourself are injured and you're trying to escape and the killer's chasing you, and you can see where the Obsession is and they're fully healed and they're like, oh shit, hey, I'm gonna come and take a hit for you. It can allow you to find the best route possible to go and lead the killer to where the survivor can take the hit for you, and then you can get out. So that's potential. I'm gonna give that a 1. But I don't see any other perks working with that. I mean, sure, Dead Hard and all the basic ones that can help you escape. Yeah, sure. Those can help you with this build. Let's see if there's anything else. I mean, you can always stack on... Oh, here's something good. You put on Plunder's Instinct with Ace in the Hole to keep the add-ons of the key that you just found in the basement. And it's just you and the Obsession left. And you're injured, and you get to see, and the other survivor get to see each other. So you could be like, hey, come over here, and you freaking start teabagging the hatch, like, come on, freaking over here! I found the fucking hatch. Let's go. Let's go. So that can work synergistically with that as well. Let's see what else we got. Go back. Go back. You know what? Okay. I mean, this will help it a little bit, but it doesn't really help this perk combo very much, unless you bring in a really good med kit, or you find a really good med kit. So solidarity, and you guys are both injured, and for some reason are able to lose the killer. You can heal the other survivor, and then they can heal you, and it'll only take them 50%, because you healing them for one full health state converts that rate to you, so that means you only have to be healed like up half. So that's another way to make this perk work well. I'm not seeing anything else that would really work. So I mean, I'm gonna give it like a 2. It's a 1 by itself, but it's a potential 2 if you bring the right perks to go along with it. Okay, Bond. Bond is a pretty solid perk all around. So it'll let you know where everybody is, all other survivors, assuming you're not afflicted by the blindness status. So it'll let you know if you want to keep. It depends on which item. This will work with a lot of items. It'll work with keys. It'll work with maps. It'll work with medkits and work with toolboxes. So if you've got any of those that have really good add-ons with it, you can use Bond to know when a survivor is coming your direction, like being chased by the killer, and you need to survive. So what you can do is you see him coming your direction, and you can maneuver your way like out of their path. And it will also let you know to get into some sort of a stance, like let's say you want to sabo a hook. You want to do a sabo build. Empathy would be better than Bond at this point, but you can still make use of this. So you go and you have a freaking really good toolbox for sabo. Let's go ahead and put that on. Toolbox for sabo. Then you have sabo, and you've got sabo, and you've got saboteur. Throw that on there as well. This isn't the best, honestly. Probably empathy would be better, but this will still work with it. This will be the same recommendation I do for empathy. Saboteur, so you can know when the best tip to go to sabo for a bonded teammate, and then you also bring breakout. Going back to, like I said, with breakout. So you can go and take that hit, and it'll let you know. It'll let you know earlier too, to know. Because that's the one thing about empathy is that it'll only proc if that person is injured. So if you got some teammate who kind of just is running wild and he's just leading the killer directly over to you, and you catch this quickly, you can immerse away if you bring like an immersion build. Like let's say Fixated, or Sprint Burst, or Urban Evasion. You know, this can help. So you can get some synergy plays with that. What else we got? Bond. Breakdown. Honestly, I'm not seeing much synergy with this. The only thing I can think of is if you want to escape with your item and you have breakdown, and you know, like let's say you have deliverance, or you get unhooked. Limits yourself. I mean, you can DS and then Unbreakable. DS and Unbreakable to help you get out, to keep those add-ons that you just found for the item that you have, or you brought in a really good item and you want to keep it. Okay. So, I'm going to give that a 1. Potentially. Just about barely a 1. Diversion. Diversion and Ace in the hole. Not particularly. I'm going to go back to it. I mean, Adrenaline can help you escape, so maybe. Aftercare, it doesn't specifically work with it, but you can make it. Okay, so Diversion. For 45 seconds. Oh, let me just go back to Breakdown. Every time that you are unhooked, or every time you escape a hook, the killer's aura is shown to you, and the hook is broken for... Holy shit, is that 3 minutes? It's 3 minutes. Ow. Wow, that's a fucking long-ass time. Okay. Alright, well... Yeah, not much synergy, but you can still get use out of it. Okay. Activatable perk. So when you're in the killer's terror radius, while not in a chase, for 45 seconds, it'll activate. So once during that, anytime during the match, if you, assuming that you have it active, you can crouch and press the active ability button, which throws a pebble in 20 meters of a distance wherever you face. And then it causes a loud noise to happen and scratch marks. So, I mean, it can help you immerse. If you bring an immerse build and you want to keep the add-ons of your item, you can get off the hook with Breakdown, and then you can bring Iron Will or Off the Record, and you can throw a pebble and you can distract them. So you can get some use out of it. It's not that strong compared to other things you can bring. But yeah, you can synergize with this. Oh, another thing you can do if you wanna, if you find a key and you left behind, you see. Okay, this is how you can make this work. Off the Record, Left Behind, Diversion, and Ace in the Hole. So let's say that you're in a corner of the map and you see the hatch. And you see the killer, or you already know where the hatch is. And you are off the hook, but you're injured and you don't, you're not sure what you should do. And you see the killer going to where you think, or you know the hatch is. And you go and you throw a pebble in another direction. Wherever the hatch is. Away from the hatch, excuse me. And so you get him just in that amount of time to hear that distraction, and he goes over to check it because he thinks you're self-carrying because you brought in a med kit, and he thinks you missed a skill check, so he's going to go over there instead, and then you go in and you swoop in. So this can work, especially if you happen to have a key. If you have a key, you can get some synergy out of this. I'm going to make it a 2. I'm going to give it a 1 to a 2 between these two. So that's a possibility. Alright, so let's see that. Empathy. Empathy was the same thing with Bond, except it's a little bit better because whenever anybody's injured, you can see their aura pretty much anywhere in the map. Pretty much anywhere. The only downside is that they have to be injured. With Bond, the only leg up is you can see people that are close to you even if they're not injured. So if you see a healthy survivor running to you and bringing the killer over to you, it's better. but I would rather bring empathy just because of how much more you can deal with it. It'll also let you know. It'll give you good information, but it's not really synergistic itself with Ace in the Hole. But you can make plays with it. Flip flop. Nah. While in a dying state, 50% of your recovery progression is converted to wiggle meter. You know what? You can get some synergy out of this, assuming you bring in a med kit, or sorry, a toolbox, and you bring in quick sabo items, and you want to keep these items, these add-ons, because of the fact that you love doing sabo builds. So, flip-flop. I'm going to bring in either Saboteur or Breakout. And you basically take a hit for that person. Tenacity. You can throw on tenacity to make it so you can crawl faster and further away from the hook that you just downed. You can throw on the grip wrench to make it so it lasts longer, so that gives you more time to heal up. You can throw on flip flop, tenacity, and unbreakable, so that way you can also get yourself up if you decide to crawl to a corner and he doesn't want to pick you up, but you got this killer set of yeah. Okay, I mean you can make some plays with this, especially if you want to keep your add-ons. Okay. I also want to write down the one that I had for Ace in the Hole and Ace in the Hole. Detective's Hunch. Detective's Hunch with, Built to Last. Okay, there's lots of perks here. I can go over them later. Okay, flip flop. Iron Will. Okay, so we went over. This is a really good perk, just all around, to help you stay injured while being near the killer. And you want to do your best to escape, because Ace in the Hole allows you to stay, to keep your add-ons of the item that you have, that you either plunder or you came in with. So Iron Will, assuming you've got let's say you've got a really good, strong, let's go for this. So full charges. And you also have resilience on, because you're crazy like that. And you want to stay injured, so that way you can keep and get best use of your add-ons. Then you can also throw on Built to Last. You can throw on, if you're daring, you can throw on No Mither. Oh god. I'm surprised, did I even pass that perk already? Did I seriously? Do I not have No Mither? I don't remember even passing over it. I do not have No Mither. Are you serious? Oh, that's because, okay, No Mither. No Mither. It's, I don't have it all the way. I have it level green. So it's in here. That threw me off. No Mither. Dang, that threw me off so bad. Okay. So if you wanted to throw on No Mither, makes it so you're broken or you're injured the whole freaking trial. I mean, this gives you this, This makes it so all of your injuries are at 100% no injuries, and then plus this, you know, counters the fact that you're injured here all the time and you only have some grunts of pain reduced. This makes it so 100% grunts of pain are reduced. I mean, I wouldn't recommend Nomad at all. But you can throw on with Smashed, or you can throw on Built to Last, or you can throw on Streetwise to increase the amount of charges you get. Okay. That's basically it. Okay. Alright, that's basically it for Iron Will. Right now I'm kind of running out of time. I don't know how long this video is, but it's the freaking longest thing that I've done in a while. Okay, so Left Behind. Okay, we already talked about this. There is some potential good synergy. These two by themselves, it's actually, I give it a 1. So, like I said, Ace in the Hole, if you keep Escape, you keep the add-ons. So if you get yourself, you go and plunder a nice key and add-ons, keep the add-ons when you escape, when you use Left Behind, and then you can synergize that with this. Basically works if you have a key. If you come in with a key, this best works with that. In fact, I'm going to test it later. This is the first one I want to test, just because I want to see if you get to keep the, like, really get to keep the add-ons. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but you'll be able to see where they're at. You can use open-handed. 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 Open-handed to see further, like, the distance between that. Also throw on plunders, so you don't come in with a key, but you really want to find a key, and you're really hoping to get that key. So you go in and you bring in a shiny coin, and let's say you don't have a key, but you come in with a med kit just for an extra heal. So you go and you just start plundering chests until you find a key, and then you get a good add-on with it, with a mediocre add-on. Like, oh, here we go. Let's say you get a key with, let's say you plunder a key, a skeleton key, because you're using Plunder's Instinct, which considerably increases or a better chance of finding a rare item. So you find a rare item, and then Ace in the Hole gives you 100% chance to find a very rare or lower add-on. So let's say you find Blood Amber, and let's say you find an uncommon, 50% chance of finding an add-on of uncommon rarity or lower. So let's say you find Prayer Beads, so 15 seconds. Right here, you got 30 seconds of use. You've got 15 seconds of use to make it 45 seconds of use to use of the to be able to reveal the killer's aura within a 32-meter range of you. I think they should just take out the 32 meters. Either that, or just take out the great expense of the key's energy. But so you're on a map, and you go and you plunder chests using Plunder's Instinct and open-handed to see. Instead of 32 meters, you get it 40 meters. And then you go and find a nice key. You're like, hell yeah. So, the killer, womp womp, goes and closes the hatches because you're the last survivor. Well, you can go and womp, open that hatch right back up, along with keeping the add-ons. Now, I'm going to have to double check this because this is supposed to be consumed. So, I think what can happen is if you find a milky glass instead, and you find, whatever, you can find anything, any one of these three. If you find a milky glass and you use it to exit, not only do you get to keep this item, but you get to keep these add-ons because of this item, because of this perk. So this is actually a build I'm gonna try later today. So yeah, I want to see, but that's extremely high synergy with these two perks, assuming you throw in these as well and you find yourself or bring in a nice key. So, okay, let's go next perk. Lightweight. Lightweight. I mean, it can help you. Scratch marks stay visible for 3 seconds less. And I think it's like 7 seconds right now, so it makes your scratch marks only be there for like 4 seconds. I have to double check that. But it's not especially good, but it can be paired with other perks to help. So, quick and quiet. Honestly, I would throw in if you want to survive because you found something, or you came in with a really good item and you went quick and quiet, and then head on to make this work. I mean, it's not really synergistic with these items. That will help you escape a little bit better if you use appropriate perks to add on to lightweight with asymmetry. So potentially, like right now, it's a 0 to a 1, but if you add on other perks, you can make it a 2, possibly a 3. No matter. Why? You know what? I could understand if they ever make a perk that makes it so you increase the chance of finding items, or you find like a considerably increased chance of like finding a better item while you're injured. Holy shit! Will that make Plunder's Instinct and No Mither like something freaking amazing? But other than that, this is extremely counterintuitive. This keeps you injured. I mean, the only thing you can bring in to help you is Dead Hard, Sprint Burst, Live. This is a detriment. This is just a detriment among detriments. But I don't recommend it at all. Okay. Here is, on its own, already, just these two perks alone, a 2 to a 3. Because if you go into a match, even if you bring in an item, and you want to keep it, but then you want to go and help people by plundering, or if you don't bring an item, but you want to get some good add-ons with it. You go and you find a really, really good item, you can see where the chests are, you have a very high chance of finding a higher rarity, and then each item that you find will have a guaranteed add-on with a 50% chance to have another add-on. That just alone is really good. And then you can throw in Built to Last. So whatever item you find, you get to keep. After it's depleted, it recharges 50% of its use after 10 seconds. And then you throw on Streetwise to get an increased use of it. You throw on, I mean, you can even just throw on DS just to help you get out of the challenge or of the trial. Body knowledge, healing items efficiency are increased. So if you find yourself a nice med kit and you want to get use out of it, you can do that. Self-care, you can even use some self-care, and if you still find a healing item in a box that's really good with decent add-ons, and you want to make it last because it's built to last. And then this increases the efficiency. And if you run out of the item and the add-ons, you can self-care yourself to get out of the match in a corner, possibly. And then even further, you can keep plundering chests until you find a key and get yourself out. And if you find a key but you're injured, you can use self-care to heal yourself up away from the 2 gates wherever the killer decided to close the hatch and patrol both gates. But you're off in the exact opposite corner with the key that you plundered, and you're self-caring yourself. Pharmacy guarantees you to find a med kit the first time, and you can also unlock the chest faster. So if you go around and if you plunder all of these freaking items, and if you throw on up the ante to increase your chances of finding items, holy shit. This is just me talking about Ace in the Hole, right? I'm not even done with all the perks, but Ace in the Hole, and then going through each perk individually by itself, and then tossing in possibilities for other items. Holy fucking shit. I think I might have already spent like an hour to 2 hours talking about this. This is just for one perk. Okay. Up the ante. Take that off. Plunders and stuff. So this is a 3. A 3, synergistically, on its own. These work really well, and you can make that even better. Okay, quick and quiet. Quick and quiet on its own with Ace in the Hole, not really special. I mean, this can get you out of sticky situations to evade the killer, hop in a locker, maybe with head-on and other perk builds and stuff like that. So it can help you escape. Quick and quiet. DS and inner strength. So you quick and quiet into a locker, and the killer's like, oh shit, which fucking locker did he go into? So he goes and starts checking lockers, and he doesn't find you. But let's say he does find you, and you have DS up. You can freaking hop out, or you can stab him, and you can get out the gate. Assuming, or if he spends too much time trying to find you and you have inner strength, you just pop out of the locker, assuming he doesn't have NOED, and you can get that extra hit to get to the gate and freaking leave. Or you can head on him if you have DS head on or something like that. So you can make this by itself. This is nothing. There's no special interaction. But on these are 0, but you can make this into a 3. So let's see. Okay, maybe 2. A 3 is stretching it. It's not really too synergistic on its own. Okay. Red Herring. I love this perk. I mean, it's not the best, but it's fucking great. After repairing a gen for at least 3 seconds, it will be highlighted to you with a yellow aura. This generator stays highlighted until it's fully repaired, or you repair a new generator for more than 3 seconds. Or, if you enter a locker. Upon entering a locker, a loud noise notification will be heard by the killer of wherever that gen is. So, to make this work, you either need to find or come in the match with the toolbox, with items. For instance, you put on something, you find these add-ons or whatever, and you want to do a play to help distract the killer. So you go and you bring in okay, here we go. Throw a dance with me in here. So you throw in quick and quiet. Dance with me. Okay, yeah, quick and quiet. Where are you at? Here we go. Quick and quiet. So you're working on a gen. You know that you can see in the distance the killer's chasing somebody, but he's not really having luck with them. Like maybe he gets the pallet like thrown on his head, or you know he's about to. So what you do is you stop working on the gen that you're on, you go to a nearby locker, and you quick and quiet in it. And so there will be a loud noise notification by the killer, and he'll say, oh fuck this guy, I'm gonna go abandon this chase and try to go for the guy that I know is over on this gen. Meanwhile, he doesn't know that you've already left the gen, you're in a locker. So at that point, you'll see him. He can do one of two things. He'll be like, he'll probably search the area. He'll search the area freaking long and hard, giggity. So he'll probably think, oh, fuck man, where is this guy? And he'll keep looking, or he will get smart and he'll think, oh fuck, I just got red herring. So he'll probably look for the nearest locker. So what you can do is you just quick inquiring. You can hop out of the locker, making a large noise notification, but you can run for 3 seconds without showing any of your scratch marks for 3 seconds. So they can make it so you just not only red herring him at the gen, but you bamboozle him by making him think that you just popped into that locker and you're just trying to, like, basically, he can even think that you're trying to head on him. You can even bring in head on too if you want to protect yourself from doing this little maneuver, but he gets wise to it. So if you hop out of that locker and you show that loud noise notification because your quick and quiet is still on cooldown, but you run away and he's over there looking at that locker like, oh hey, I know you're in here. I know you're in here, fucker. And watch, he's like the trapper and he like puts a trap down and there's nobody in that locker. Or that's actually another good thing, is if you're playing against Trapper, this would work really well. But another thing is you're on head on. Head on. Head on. Head on. Head on. Where you at? Where you at? Head on. It's alphabetical, I shouldn't be this hard. Okay. So you do the same thing, but you quick and quiet in your locker, the killer goes to check the gen, but he doesn't see you, but he sees the nearest locker, and you of course decide to go into that locker, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go fucking open this locker, and you head on him. Like that's honestly, that's probably what's like the best ways you can make plays with that. Okay, so let's go for the next perk. So red herring and slippery meat. Okay, we already talked about this. This actually, these on their own are not synergistic at all. However, you can make it. So if you throw on, here we go, salty lips. Increase luck, considerably increase the luck of all survivors. This perk is based on luck, and you throw on a perk such as Up the Ante, which increases your luck based on how many survivors are left in the match. So grants a 3% bonus of luck for all remaining survivors. So that means if everybody's still there, you gain an extra 12% of luck, and then plus 25% of luck. And then this luck also, this luck would also carry over to the luck that you find with whatever ace in the hole, assuming you don't bring an item, and you're going to go plundering. And you bring Plunder's Instinct in to help you further with your extra luck and your extra luck. So all of that. This can make these two perks right here, which are don't even work together at all. I mean, this can help you escape the hook if you really need to. If everybody's slugged and you're the first person hooked and you still haven't been hooked yet, and he goes and picks up somebody else and you Kobe right off the hook. Rest in peace. And yeah, you can actually turn this into a 0 all the way to a 3. Okay, let's go. We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, small game. Now, these two perks in and of themselves do not synergize well at all. Small game makes it so for you get an auditory warning when looking in the direction of killer traps and totems. Now, if you're facing a trapper or a hag, this is probably, I mean, it's still useful. It's not. It's still difficult to see those. Yeah, there's not really any synergy. There's no synergy starting out, let alone to put any perks in that will work. You have, so, small game, Detective's Hunch. Okay. No, not really. I'm gonna call it right now. I don't see there's any possible synergy between these two. I mean, sure, this is a decent perk that you can make use of, but these don't work well together. Solidarity. Okay. assuming you find or you come in with a med kit, so you find that, and you find that, and you find that, and solidarity. Okay, so when you heal somebody, you gain 50% of the heals back on you. Oh, but you gotta do this without a medkit. You gotta do this without a medkit. Damn it. Okay, so then there's no synergy here. I mean, it's still a good perk. It can still help you, but no. I'm calling it right now. There's no synergy between Ace in the Hole and Solidarity. Technician. Noise is caused by your repairs and hearing distance reduced by 8 meters plus. This is actually going to be getting a buff soon, so it'll actually be a 100% chance with a slight increased failed generator repair. Regression. Not particularly. I think you could make this work, assuming that you're like a survivor that's... I'm gonna call it right now. There's no synergy between these two perks. Maybe, okay, here's a possible one. Here's a possible one. Let's say you bring... fucking toolbox. Extra charges. Extra charges. And... built to last. Okay, built to last. Let's just say you're not really good at the game, and you're not really good at skill checks. I mean, you can also throw on this. Makes it so you don't even get skill checks while you're using this. If you're really that bad at the game, I mean, you can make a decent build with this. And you want to keep the items, and you want to use smashed or streetwise. I keep calling it smashed because it fucking says smashed on it. See, right here, smashed. And reduces the consumption rate. So I mean, you can get some use out of this. And then also, if you want to do immersion build, because this makes it so when you're repairing a gen and a killer is approaching you, and you bring in, let's say you bring in Spine Chill. Okay, we can make this work. We can make this work. Spine Chill. Urban Evasion. Here we go. Yeah. This is a decent build right here. Okay, you come in the match, and you bring in your usual sweaty toolbox build that you really do, and you want to stay hidden. So you're working on a gen, and your Spine Chill lights up. Not only do you increase the speed at which the skill checks, at which you increase the speed of repairing, as well as you increase the chance of getting a skill check. So if you get a skill check and you fail it because you need to leave the gen because you see that the killer is coming, and then you accidentally fail a skill check, once this buff to Technician comes in, you're not going to lose any progress. This is actually a synergistic build right here. And then so you freaking quickly urban evade away, and the killer didn't hear you really working. He can hear the gen that it was worked on, but he didn't hear any particular noises that you make when you're doing it. Okay? So this is actually potentially... I'm going to give that a 2. I'll give that a 2. On its own, 0.5. Meaning something can help you escape, help you evade the killer, but not much. But you can get it all the way up to a 2. Tenacity. Allows you to crawl 50% faster and recover at the same time. So, I think I kind of went over this a little bit. This would be really good for a saboteur. If you want to sabotage. And, okay, yeah. There we go. You have Ace in the Hole, and you want to keep keep your items and add-ons. You want to make sure that you escape. So what you do is you go to a corner, and then you sabo the hook, and then you tenacity. If for some reason you go down, tenacity, you have unbreakable. Unbreakable. And you can throw on other perks like Sprint Burst, or Dead Hard, or Soul Guard, to make it so you crawl away from the hook. You can also throw on, okay, what I would do is instead of Unbreakable, I would throw on, crap, Flip-Flop. There we go. They're probably going to pick you up, but they're not going to be able to pick you up from that. You can also bring in Adrenaline. Adrenaline will help you with this. Let's see. If you were to have Adrenaline and you were slugged and somebody pops last gen, etc., or you bring an Unbreakable to actually pick yourself up if the guy decides to slug you. If he decides to come back and pick you up, you can, if you anticipate that's going to happen, I would bring Soul Guard. I would rather do Soul Guard just to make it interesting, because Unbreakable is a given. Soul Guard, somebody else can come by and pick you up, assuming you're not the only one in the match. I would actually bring Soul Guard, because you can still crawl around the map really, really fast, relatively. You can go for the hatch. I think you'd get more use out of that, but I mean, these two perks on their own, not really synergistic unless you bring in a Sabo build. You can bring in a Saboteur as well. You can bring in Breakout to help you with the Saboteur build. So, Ace in the hole, I mean, you can get some use out of it, but it's not too much. Okay, let's go. Visionary. Markedly focused, see auras, gens with maturity 2 meters. Okay, so with Ace in the hole, you can make some good decisions. So if you, let's say you bring in, okay. Say you bring in Midwich offering, notorious for finding generators. For not finding them, I should say. So this will help you see wherever the gens are, the closest ones to you. You can make the decision to freaking power at one of the gens, or you can go around and scouting whichever gens, the ones that you think that will need the most use. And then you can add on perks like Built to Last. You can add on perks to help you with gens. Prove Thyself. You can, I mean, not especially. It's extremely reliant on what you bring. Okay. So I'm gonna give that like a. I'm gonna give it a 1. A 1 all the way up to a 2, depending on what other perks you bring. Wake Up. Wake Up? Okay. So, this will help you a little bit when it comes to trying to escape. So, as I've said before, Ace in the Hole also revolves around if you escape, you get to keep the add-ons of whatever item you find. So you find a nice map that you want to escape with because it found this and this. So, Wake Up can help you open the gates faster, slightly. It'll show you where the gates are, and it'll also show anybody who is within 128 meters of you that you are opening the gate. If you are, I mean, this isn't too synergistic. It's like a 1. It'll help you escape, but there's no way to really buff that, other than perks to help you, like. Yeah, nothing in particular. We're Gonna Live Forever has absolutely no synergy with this so far until it gets buffed. It doesn't do anything besides give you extra blood points. When it gets buffed, it'll make it so you can heal people faster that are being slugged. But, I mean, other than that, there's no synergy whatsoever with those perks. You can probably make something happen eventually, but the whole point of this perk by itself is escaping and finding really good add-ons. I mean, I guess you can turn this into a 1 when this gets buffed if you find a key, or if you know the person that's downed has a key and you go to get him up and you let him know where the hatch is because you've got a killer map with these add-ons, and you go and let him know, you start teabagging the hatch, hey, come over here, I'm gonna come heal you, and you go take a hit for him, and then he has the key, so he gets in the hatch, and then you get in the hatch, etc., etc. So, once this gets buffed, you can turn this into a 1 with other perks. Windows of Opportunity. Okay, so now, this perk I actually like. I like this perk just conceptually. It's not the strongest, but it's fun, especially. So let me backtrack a little bit. You will not get much synergy out of these perks. Maybe a 1, because of the fact that windows will help you find windows and find pallets that are available within 20 meters, and it'll give you a chance to plan your escape route and to help you escape. But if you throw on perks such as, okay, here's a good idea. You throw on Open-Handed. Open-Handed, really good to buff this perk a little bit to make it 28 meters. The other thing I didn't mention is that Open-Handed can stack. So if everybody on your team has Open-Handed, this 28 meters turns into, oh my god, my math, 16 plus 16 equals 32. This turns into 32 meters. That's pretty ballsy. 32 meters is pretty fucking amazing. Increase on top of that. So 32 meters plus 20 meters. That is, shit, my math, 52 meters. You can see all the freaking windows of opportunity around you. And, assuming everybody's bringing that, you bring other aura perks such as Plunders, because Plunders would go really well with Ace in the Hole. 32 meters plus 32 meters, 64 meters you could see all the chests around the area. I mean, it's unlikely you're going to get everybody to have that, but that's just the potential here. So, but even then, this right here, this turns this 1 into a 2 to a 3, synergistically wise. It doesn't necessarily mean that these builds are like best at all, but it's just showing, like, this whole video is just to showcase just what you can do and just the variety you can get between just one perk and another perk, and then you can check, see what other ones you can add on to make it go from not so synergistic from a level 1 all the way to a 3, assuming that you have all the perks on it. And assuming that you play in the play style according to your perks. Like, just Ace in the Hole by itself is bent on you plundering and finding, or having a good item to begin with and keeping them while escaping. So you want to play a little bit more either one of two ways. Immersed, if you find an item that you want to keep the add-ons, or you bring an item and you want to keep them, or if you want to get the most out of your item and you want to maybe loot some more and get the most out of your items, you can do that. So holy shit, that's just one. That's just Ace in your hole. I actually plan on doing this for every single perk. So the next I'm gonna do Adrenaline next. I really don't see, I mean, Adrenaline is just a good perk on its own. There's lots of synergies and whatever. But that's it for right now. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you very much for coming and checking it out.